Namaste, yogis. Welcome to your practice. I'm Julie. Thanks for showing up. Today we're going to move a little, stretch a little, breathe a little, and strengthen a little. So let's begin today in child's pose. Big toes touching, knees wide. Extend the arms out in front. Soften into this space. Let's begin to tap into that power of the breath. Invite yourself to show up as you are. Take a long breath in and a long breath out. The next inhale, come forward, swan pose, lift the chest. And exhale, go back. Just beginning to align breath and movement, intention and purpose. Take a few more. Broaden through the collarbones, lift the heart. Come into downward facing dog. And just begin to pedal and move. Showing up is the most important piece. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Take ragdoll. So before we go any further, consider how you want to show up today. What do you bring? What can you release? And let all of that begin the process of unfolding here. Hands release, roll up one vertebrae at a time, ragdoll. The shoulders back and down, bring your feet together. Interlace your fingers behind your back, chest high. And exhale, take your forward fold. Lift halfway, sweep your hands to the earth. And exhale, fold. Root and rise, come up tall, stretch up. And bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Root and rise, yogis, come up tall, breathe in a little more. And hands to heart. Adding on this time, inhale, stretch. Exhale, fold. Lift halfway. Walk the hands out, take plank pose with feet nice and wide. Shift forward and back. Start to get really solid through core. Shift your heels to the right. Pass through center, shift your heels to the left. Pass through center, knees down. Knees, chest, chin, slither through, cobra, bhujangasana. Chest up. And lower. Take child's pose. Go back. Swan pose, lift the chest. Downward facing dog. Right leg, raise it to the sky, roll the hip open. Re-extend the right knee. Place the right foot down. Left leg high, roll open. Show up as you are. Re-extend. Left foot to right. Return to plank pose, yogi. Step your feet wide. Shift forward and back. And then pause, heels right. Try to keep the upper body stable. Come through center, side two, left side. Come through center, knees down, knees, chest, chin. Bhujangasana, chest up. Exhale, lower, child's pose. Thread the needle. Right arm comes under. Walk the left fingers out. Slide your left hand back. Inhale the right arm to the sky. Swim the right arm forward, gaze down. Left leg back, spinal balance. Breathe. elbow to knee. Re-extend. Come out to the side, awkward airplane. Return to center, stretch, elbow to knee. Re-extend and lengthen. Return to center, tabletop, cat-cow, arch and round. Stay connected with breath. That's the practice. You showed up. The work is done. It's going to get done. Just breathe. Child's pose. Thread the needle, left arm coming under. Walk the right hand forward more. Slide the right hand back, inhale the left arm to the sky. Swim it forward, right leg back. Breathe, extend. Elbow to knee. Re-extend. Elbow to knee. Re-extend. Oh, we got to come out to the side. Let's do 2 in a row. Come back. Out to the side. Now we're even. Come back. Elbow to knee. 3rd time's a charm. Re-extend. Come out to the side. Return. Tabletop. Cat-cow. Downward facing dog. Take a few moments here, just breathe. Shift how you need. Showing up as our best self in this moment. Raise your right leg to the sky, roll the hip open. Yogis, find warrior 1, step through and reach. Soften what you can. Stretch higher. 3, 2. Interlace your fingers behind your back, chest high. Come down. Humble warrior. Tuck the right hip under. Rise back, warrior 1, reach up. Let's take our first full vinyasa. Hands down. Step back, go back. Amplify or modify as you need. Supporting this practice as it unfolds for you. Left leg to the sky, roll it open. Warrior 1, a soft step, reach to the sky. Again, just exploring the space in your body. Soften where you can. Strengthen where you can. Interlace the fingers behind your back, chest high, breathe. Humble warrior. Left hip tucks in. Right leg firm, steady, strong foundation. Breathe and rise, back to Virabhadrasana 1. Stretch up. Flow through your vinyasa. We meet in downward facing. Join your feet together. So as we travel, you can step, float, fly. So take a couple of breaths here to think about how you'll move your feet to your hands. And then we'll gather the energy here. A huge breath in, knees soft. Pick up your heels. Step, float, fly. Lift halfway. And fold. Here we go, yogis. Come up, root and rise. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach high. And exhale, forward fold. Let's travel through a flow. Lift halfway. Chaturanga, so the same breath. Economy of breath. Slow it down. Take only what you need. Right leg high, roll open. Return to warrior one, soft step, circle the arms high. Lace your fingers behind your back, lift the chest. Dive down, humble warrior. Root and rise, sweep up yogis. Take your vinyasa, stir up some heat. Downward facing. There's your left leg high, roll it open. Soft step, use core control. Rise up, reach up, Vira one. Lace your fingers behind your back. Move with the breath, expand. Contract, go down. Sweep it back up, fill up. Take your flow and go. Elbows in. Downward facing. 3 breaths. And then we travel. So what will your trip look like? Think about it. Gather your energy, stretch back, yogis, huge breath. Look to the hands, step, float, fly, and fold. Lift halfway. Fold in deeper. Root and rise, stretch up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, chaturanga. So make sure, those of you jumping back, that you land with your elbows bent and tucked in. We meet in downward facing. Right leg high, roll it open. Back to Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Swim the arms back, lace, release. Rise back up, yogis. Listen, hands to your waist, straighten the right knee, turn your toes in, lift the chest. Exhale, fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Grasp your heels, pigeon toe your feet. Lift halfway, runner's lunge to the right, let the hips tip down. Listen, 3-point down dog, right leg high. Re-extend, straighten the right leg. Cross your right foot behind the left. Bend the left knee deeply. Right heel settles down. 3-point down dog, right leg high. Core plank, knee to nose. Place that right knee down, left leg up. Right arm forward. Push the floor away. Feel that strength, ribs in, 3 and 2. Please bend your left knee, reach back. Ankle or foot, half upward bow. Notice the pace picking up, the heat rising, but the breath the same, yeah? A little higher, 3, 2. Re-extend, yogis, tabletop. Take a child's pose for a moment. Just settle in before we move on to the left side. Feel the pause at the top of the breath and a pause at the bottom of the breath. Finding all kinds of space. Downward facing. Left leg to the sky, roll it open. Flow through, warrior 1, land without a sound, sweep to the sky. Lace your fingers behind the back, chest up. Offer it down. Root and rise, stretch high. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten the left knee, turn your toes in. Lift the chest, press the hips forward. Exhale, fold in. Grab the outer edges of your feet if it's available. Use a bit of arm strength to press down. Lift halfway, hands under the heart. Walk around, runner's lunge, hips dip, left leg high, 3-point down dog, roll it open. Re-extend to straight. Place your left foot behind the right, bend your right knee deeply. So can you broaden the shoulders, bring the outer shoulders in. 3, point down dog, left leg. Core plank, knee to nose, and then set it down. Right leg lifts. Left arm reaches. There we go. Lift nice and high. 3, ribs in. 2. Very nice. Bend the knee. Reach back, find ankle or foot. So this balance of effort and ease, remind yourself, if it becomes a struggle, back off. It's very empowering, yogis, to sometimes say no thank you. 3, 2, re-extend. Child's pose. Let the forearms come down, walk your hands together, lace your fingers together. Shift forward, so lift your hips. Again, hands are bound, shoulders line up over the elbows more or less. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, don't put the head down. But you can lift and lower your heels a few times. Up. Breathe. Navel draws to spine, core connect. Knees down. Slide the hands out as you let go of that bind. Come into downward facing dog. 3 breaths, plan your travel. Step, float, or fly. Here we go, yogis. Huge breath, stretch back. Step, float, fly. Your choice, fold in. Lift halfway. And fold, spread into the feet, foundation, root and rise. Press from the ground up. Utkatasana, chair pose. So measure it off. Bring your fingertips down. Slide your hips back. Okay? And then reach. You can reach forward or back. Lift your navel more. Drop down more. In a moment, yogis, we'll transition into figure 4 or a standing pigeon. You'll stand on the right leg. So begin by lifting your left heel. You anchor into the right. Give a slight lift out of your chair so you can adjust. Cross that ankle over the knee. Surf your hips back. Reach forward. Lower your hands down, begin to straighten the right knee. Many of you will find your left foot to the outside of the right tricep. If you'd like the arm balance, flying dragon, you can take it. But what I'd like to do right now is just kind of break that down. If you have a block and you want to work on that balance. So you'll have to step out of the pose. The block goes just slightly in front of you. Your knee will go on it in a second. And then you return back to that basic figure 4. Work your way down. Left foot to the outside of the right tricep. Walk your hands forward till you put your hands down all the way. Your knee comes on your block. Keep the elbows squeezing in. Stay active in core. Are you flexing your left foot or right foot? Take a breath. Listen carefully, yogis. Right foot down. As you come out of this pose, your left foot is crossing in front of the right. Walk your hands around to the left. Get a little stretch. And then we'll walk them around to the right. It'll feel a little different on each side. Come back to the center. Head is heavy, shake out, yes, no. Lift halfway, yogis. Bring your hands to your waist. Your feet are still crossed. We're coming to eagle, Garudasana. So press into the right foot. Make any adjustments that you need. The left knee comes up and over. Gain your confidence, your balance in the pose before you add the arms. Left under. 3, squeeze into your center. 2, feet together, yogis, forward fold. Lift halfway and refold. Root and rise, press tall to the sky, stretch up. Interlace your fingers behind your back, or you can take reverse namaste if you'd like, palms together. Chest up, elbows back. Step your right foot forward for pyramid. Wag that right hip back in space, and down we go. Spread the toes in the right foot. Drop the shoulder blades down. Chin back. Release your hands down. Block the left hand if you have a block. If not, just hand on the mat. Let's set up to revolve. Bring your right hand to your waist. Just setting this up. And then as you're ready, yogis, release your right arm to the sky. Both legs strong. Right hand down, fold over the right leg. Soften the right knee. Start to transfer your weight forward. Bring hands forward, standing L to warrior 3. Ah, yes, not an easy transition. Forward fold, feet down. So you should be in the vicinity of the top of your mat again. Lift halfway. Fold in. Press and rise. Fill up. Hands to heart. Just take a moment before we move on. Show up. Bring all your stuff. Just show up. Sweep the arms to the sky, open the eyes. Exhale, swan dive down. Utkatasana, so let your fingers trace the earth as you lower your hips. And then find your chair. Reach up or back. Anchor down, 10 toes lift. And don't be mad about it, soften the face. Yeah? What's there to be mad about? You're doing yoga, it's amazing. Setting up for figure 4 standing. Lift your hips a little, lift your right heel, just prep it. Use core. Here we go, standing pigeon or figure 4. Hips back, torso forward. 3. Right foot flexed. Bring your hands down as you straighten the knee. Let the head shake out heavy. Notice the right foot hooking to the outside of the left elbow. I'm going to move more to the middle of my mat. And once again, do this with the block. So the block slightly forward. Right ankle over left knee. Work your way back through those stages. So as you're experimenting with this, just make sure you're walking your hands forward. Smudge your left foot back. Use the block or not. Gaze slightly forward. Engage core. So don't get passive here just because you're using a block. Be super active, imprinting this in the body. 3, 2, left foot down, right ankle crossing, and front. There we go. Walk your hands right, shift your hips left. No efforts wasted, yogis. Show up when you want to. Show up in those times when you don't want to. Take this to the other side. Just show up, no efforts wasted. Resist that labeling of a practice as good or bad. It's just practice. Just show up. Come back to the center. Lift halfway, bring your hands to your waist. We're prepping to come into Gardasana Eagle. You'll stand on the left. Start to lift up. Make those adjustments you need. The right leg coming up and over. Right arm under. If you're taking the arms, or just invent your own. Beautiful strength today. Embrace it. 3. Elbows slightly higher. 2. Unwrap, unwind, forward fold, feet together. Lift halfway. Fold. Root and rise. Press tall, yogis. Reach up to the sky. Bring hands to heart. So either lace your hands behind your back, or reverse namaste, or you could have hands to your hips. But before we go anywhere with this, soften your shoulders. Get those front ribs in. Tall, proud, steady. Step your left foot forward, setting up for pyramid. Offset the feet. Take a breath. Here we go, dive down. Firmness in the left hip. Descend the shoulders from the ears. Keep working the elbows back if you're in that reverse namaste. Maybe you're laced. The arms are coming over the head. Release your hands down. Lift halfway, right hand down, blocker mat. Left hand to your hip, your waist. Revolve it. Reach to the sky. Bring the left hand down. Begin to soften. Walk the hands forward. Find your standing L shape. Stable, right toes down. So you come to the fingertips first. Get nice and light. Soften into your left knee. Find your way to warrior 3. Tadasana, mountain pose, feet together, shoulders back and down. Inhale, reach to the sky. Just pull hands to heart, yogis. Inhale, sweep to the sky. Hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach high, hold here. Leave your right arm high, drop your left arm, setting up for dancer. The right foot firm, bend your left knee, catch ankle or foot from the inside. Squeeze the knees together. Pause at any phase along the way if it's enough, or you begin to open. One more breath. Gracefully as you can. Come up. Left arm high. Turn your right hand out. Right knee bends. Catch ankle or foot from the inside. Realign the knees. Allow each side to be different. Laser sharp focus. Here we go. Dancer Natarajasana. One more breath. Gently let it go. Hands to the sides. Inhale, reach up, yogis. We're going to work our way down now. Exhale and fold. Lift halfway, take that vinyasa or simply step it back to dog. We'll meet in dog. Come into plank pose. Place the knees down. Take cat-cow, arching and rounding. Pause in neutral, gaze between the thumbs. Reach your right leg back. This is my all-time favorite stretch here. Look to the right, bring your right leg out to the right, keep it high. Bring your right leg all the way over to the left. Tuck your right toes into the ground, keep your right heel lifting. And glance over the left shoulder. Piriformis, I T-band the whole right side of the body. All right. Re-extend, work that rotation, right leg to the right. Listen carefully. Let's come into modified side plank. So transition left hand to the center. Kickstand your left shin, reach high. Any variations, you can do elbow to knee. You can yogi toe lock the big toe, extend up. Any variations. Tabletop, cat-cow. Pause in neutral. Look down. Left leg back. Bring your left leg out to the left. So lean into the left hand. Use obliques. Left leg comes all the way over. Cross it to the right. Toes tucked down. Kick out through your heel. So it's super active as you look over that right shoulder. Check in with the breath. You really did show up today. You worked today. We strengthened, we stretched, we breathed, we moved. Extend, left leg out to the left. This is where the right hand will ground, so we'll make that transition. Kickstand your right shin behind you. Open up, Vashisthasana variation. Take whatever version you took on side one. Tabletop, cat-cow. Lower to the forearms. Interlace your fingers again. You might want to tuck your pinky finger in. Some of you will take headstand here. Put your hairline right down. And you'll come up. Easy does it. Or you can hang out in this dolphin variation. If you're taking dolphin, your head is not down. So maybe you're flirting with the headstand. You can practice with knees down. Just practice feeling what it's like to put the head down, and then retract the shoulders. There's no rush to come up. I'm on a little bit of uneven ground here, so I'm not going to take a chance and come up without a wall space. Just know your practice, your space, your body for that day. And when you're done with your headstand, your Sasana A, or your dolphin pose, come into child's pose. Let's have a seat, yogis. Come up. Nothing fancy. Just transition to seated. Dandasana. Staff pose. So the legs will extend out in front. Let's do a time check here. Dandasana. Extend through the heels. Lift tall in the spine with hands resting next to the hips. Take a breath in. Easy does it, yogis, as you fold. Catching the feet is optional. It feels quite nice to keep your hands right next to the legs. Lift halfway. Find a bit more space. Maybe walk the hips back. And then fold. Beautiful efforts today. Just begin to soften more. Walk the hands up. Bend the right knee. You can take hold behind. Let's take Ardha Gomukhasana, so half cow face. Right knee stacks on top of the left, flex both feet. And then fold. Notice more space between the thoughts. Notice more space between the breath. Rise up, tall spine. Draw the right knee toward the chest, placing your foot flat, and we'll take a simple twist. Wrap the left arm around the front of the shin. Right hand, right arm like a pillar behind you. Sit up tall. Unwind, come to center, taking your right leg again, move it to the inside, Janu Shirsasana, foot to inner thigh, and then fold. This one's nice to experiment with walking right or left. Nothing by force. Balance the effort, balance the ease. This is a transition to more ease. Rise up, tall spine. Right knee in. Return to Dandasana, staff pose. Move your hips side to side, maybe even reach back and kind of pull that fleshy part out. Take a breath, sitting tall. And then fold. Setting purpose for showing up, considering how we want to show up, is a huge part of intention setting and helping us to stay on track. Because each and every one of us is going to wander off that track. But we can come back to that intention. How do I want to show up today? To this practice, to my day, to my life, to others. Come up to a tall spine. Left knee bends. We'll start with Ardha Gomukhasana. So cross over. Sit up tall. Take a breath. Fold. So it's a progressive practice. How we show up today will be different than how we show up tomorrow. Tomorrow will be different than how we show up the next day. So the importance lies in just showing up now. How do we show up now? Rise up, tall spine. Draw the left knee to the chest, foot flat. We'll take that twist, inviting that right hand, right arm behind you. Sit tall. Unwind, low, mid, and upper back. Janu Shirsasana. Left foot to inner thigh. Breathe, yogis, and let an exhale guide you down. There we go. Take pride in the fact that you showed up. Not in an egocentric sort of way, but in a way that shows your commitment to yourself, to your betterment, to your health, both mind and body. Come up to a tall spine, yogis. Sukhasana, easy pose. So we'll take seated meditation to conclude this practice. Of course, if you want a traditional shavasana, you're welcome to come down into that, to lie down. But I simply invite you right now to breathe. To come fully into this space that you've created. And occupy it with your sweet, sweet presence. Feeling the textures of the inhales and exhales. A relaxing of the musculature. A lengthening of the bones as you sit taller. Invite the thoughts to settle, using each exhale breath as a reminder just to let go. If it's important, it'll come back. So yogis, I invite you to stay here a little bit longer, as long as you need, just to continue to hold this space, to think about how you're going to show up for the rest of your day. But if you are ready to finish and seal this practice together, sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath all the way in, fill up. Exhale and let it go through the mouth. Take a deep breath all the way in, one more time. Exhale, let it go. And let's take one more together. A long breath in, yogis. Fill up to the top. Exhale and let it go. Bow the head to the heart, honoring this space within yourself. Respect and gratitude towards self for showing up today. Thank you, yogis, so much for being here. Have an amazing day. Namaste.